Hi guys, I'm Jin and Sol, and this is actually my first YouTube video, so welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about some styling tips for people with stronger ankles like me. Even though I am relatively thin, I have thicker ankles, especially compared to my feet and calves, and I actually have a story about this. When I was a kid, people would sometimes come up to me and say stuff like, "Oh wow, your legs are so strong. Are you an athlete?" And I would go like, "Nope, I am the most inactive, laziest child you've ever seen. That's just how muscular my legs are. And I carry all my weight on my lower body, on top of not having much definition at the back of my legs. And I even feel like thicker ankles make me not good at most sports. So I'm just like, alright, that's very not fair." What I ended up doing instead is I learned how to dress so that my ankles are de-emphasized. And just to preface this video, if you've already been self-conscious about your ankles, then this is the video that you should watch. But if you're not already self-conscious, that's really great, and please don't go and start feeling self-conscious just because you watched this video. Obviously, everybody's ankles are fabulous no matter how thick or thin they are. So really, you don't even have to follow every advice in this video. All of these tips are going to be about your shoes because in my experience, it really doesn't matter what clothes you're wearing. You can wear pants, skirts, dresses, anything, any length. Everything is fine as long as you're wearing the right shoes. So my first tip is to wear shoes with open backs. So those are like mules or slides. This is obviously really easy to do in the summer. You can wear slides outside all the time when it's hot. And the reason I recommend open back shoes is first, they really elongate the back of your legs. And second, when you don't have a lot of definition on your ankles, then you really want to show off what you've already got. So I have these slides from a Korean brand called Time. They are about 4 years old. I think they are supposed to be more like inside shoes, but I wear them outside because they're really cute. And like I said, slides like these are really good for elongating the back of your legs. If you live in a colder climate or you need some closed-toe options, then mules like these are going to be great for that transition. They look a little bit more presentable, so you could even wear them to a business casual office. In terms of looking put together, these are gonna be pretty good. The only thing with mules is that they can be a little bit uncomfortable to walk around in, so I would just make sure to get some in softer material if you're sensitive about that. If you do prefer to wear sandals with back straps, that is completely fine. You just need to watch out for the thickness of the straps, and by thickness I don't mean like the width of the strap, I mean the thickness of the material. And this time I'm wearing a pair of sandals that do have some back straps. The width isn't very thin, but you can see that they're made from thinner leather. If you look at my legs from the side, the straps are not breaking up the shape of my legs. Okay, my next tip is if you're gonna wear boots, make sure your ankles are tightly fitted. So here I'm wearing these Chelsea boots from Vince from 2018. Chelsea boots are usually not tight around the ankles, but this particular type has these knitted sock ankles that are really great for your legs. They don't cut off your legs, and they actually create this neat curve on the back of your ankles that you might not naturally have. I paid like $400 for these, but I actually started seeing cheap versions with the same sock ankles everywhere just a few months after I bought these. And I actually bought these boots just a couple weeks ago thinking they would be like sock boots and have tight ankles, but they actually don't. If you look closely, there's a little bit of space between my leg and the shaft of the boots. It's not great for my legs because these boots are actually breaking up the shape of my legs from the side. I also love regular Doc Martens for ankle slimming effect. Some people don't like Docs because they think their feet look bigger in them, which I think is actually true, but I really don't mind that too much on myself. And the reason is, first, my feet are actually pretty big compared to my body even without the Docs. And second, by making your feet look bigger, they're actually making your legs and ankles look slimmer in comparison. You do have to tie your Docs really tightly around your ankle to achieve this kind of effect. Another style that I've been seeing a lot since last year is this very slim leather sock boot. So there are some luxury versions at places like Acne Studio and By Far. Cheaper versions are everywhere. They're usually under $100 and they're made from PU instead of leather. And these are going to be really good for making your ankles and feet look really slim. Also, most of them come with low heels, so it's really easy to walk around in them. My third tip is wearing pointed toe shoes. Here I have this pair of super eye-catching metallic silver Oxfords with pointed toes. My toes actually end around here. You can see my toes here. So they are effectively making my feet look longer. And that makes your legs look slimmer the way the Docs do. And the last tip number 4, is wearing ankle straps, but right at your ankle bones. If you read any fashion magazines in like the 2000s, they always used to tell you advice like, don't ever wear ankle straps if you want to elongate your legs, which I don't think that's true in all cases. Ankle straps are actually fine if they're sitting right on your ankle bones. And that is because your ankle bones are actually not the narrowest part of your ankles, even though they are the skinniest. This time I'm wearing heels with the correct ankle strap placement. And you can see that the straps are right at my ankle bones, which are right here, and the straps are over here. And if you look at my ankles, you can see that this part, which is a little bit above the ankle bones, is the thinnest part of my ankles. So that's the part that you want to show off whenever you're wearing ankle straps. I don't have any issues with the completely wrong ankle strap placement, but here's a pair of shoes with ribbons that I can tie anywhere. And I've tied them 2 different ways to show you the difference. Here on this foot, I have tied them around the thinnest part of my ankles. And this has a little bit of a shortening effect compared to the other foot where you can see more of my ankles. So it looks like this compared to this. Okay, so those were the 4 shoe tips that I have for people with stronger ankles. If you agree or disagree, or you think you know any other styles that work well for you, then please leave them in the comments. And I'll be back with more styling content like this. Please subscribe for more videos, and thanks for watching. Bye!